Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Into the Toy Box. Tonight, we're going to be talking about characters that we like to collect, regardless of their scale or size or whatever, or if they fit into any particular like broader collection or whatnot. These are just characters we like that we'll pick up stuff from them. But first, let's pop in here and take a look at the chat. Got Bjorn here with us. How you doing? Oops. Ian, what's up? Let's see. Oh, thank you. Hey, Ian. Task Force Figuring Games. Hello. Glad to have you here. Glad to have all of you here. And looks like that gets us caught up. And I'm sure some other people will be popping in here pretty soon. So let's though get on with things. We'll start with our slideshow of news and updates. So a couple of items that I didn't put in pictures for the news is that the those that are back the gunship, the LA whatever, you know what I mean, the gunship, the HasLab, that did fund. Got I think one tier of the Jedi. So congratulations to you guys. I'm sure you will enjoy that. And I'd say I'm glad it did fund because I like what they're doing now with these like HasLabs that then support a theme and whatnot. So it would have been kind of awkward to have had the theme without the HasLab like anchor for it. But I didn't get a gunship, but glad for you guys. And another piece of news is the Marauders Vietnam figures have started shipping out finally to the Kickstarter people that supported it. So, and it shouldn't be too much longer before they're available on the store. And in an upcoming episode, we are going to be talking with someone who got those figures. So we'll get to take a look at them, and hopefully that by that time it won't be too far from when they appear in stores or in the Marauder store. Oh, here we go. If you want to say in October. So cool. That will be coming up. Right. So a good bit of or a bit of good news is shipping, at least from HobbyLink Japan, has started up again. So hopefully this international small package shipping issue be getting resolved more broadly sooner than later. And right now, the only shipping available from at least HobbyLink Japan is through DHL, which is not cheap, but it's fast. When they say like 1 to 3 days from Japan, they mean 1 to 3 days and it's on your doorstep. So, like I said, though, it's not cheap, but apparently, or at least from my understanding, that price has all the tariffs and fees and everything worked into it already. So, what you're paying, you pay, you're done. Your package is on the way. Hey, hey Zaymont. Yeah, yeah. You can catch the replay, no problem. We will catch you later. Have a good evening. Next little bit of news item. Oh, okay. Hey, Michael, what's up? Thank you for joining us. Is we thanks to Battlestar Galactica 1978, we got some new views of the Cylon that's coming up for their 3 3/4 line. Uh, I don't know about canines. I didn't back the Vietnam line, so I don't know what all is supposed to be in it. But I know the Vietnam figures are what's supposed to be coming up pretty soon. So, yes, OG Cylons. I can't wait to get a chance to get a little squad of these and then get a gold one to be the squad leader. That'll be quite nice. And okay, no Huskies yet. All right. Well, they'll be coming eventually. Don't worry. Next bit of news is that Blockies just, or at least I just saw it today. Blockies announced they're doing a Superman from the Superman movie. And based on the look and build of this, I'm guessing it's going to be in the like classic to action scale size. This doesn't look like a Galaxy and certainly not a Defender. scale size blocky. So, but that's coming up for you Superman fans, and hopefully this means they've got the DC license and can do a Batman eventually. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Or maybe we'll get another Batman movie soon. They'll do some blockies from that. Uh, Aegis Station has announced that their new line of fall or autumn pup droids are available. So if you're not following him on Instagram, go check him out. These little dudes are quite cute and will fit into most any environment that you could want. So, and then Heavy Armor Toys is announcing some new repaints or, well, I guess remolds of their commando figures. So this time they're going for a desert theme. So that'll be a nice little change of pace from all the green. Yeah, yeah, those little plant pup droids are nice. And then Heavy Armor Toys is also asking their fans about what the next Kickstarter should be. So this time around, they're looking at doing one mold, but with different paint jobs. So they're either looking to do this top row, which is like what they're calling the commando sweater look, or doing this like bottom row, which is like the t-shirt look. So you want to head over to their Instagram page, you can vote on that. I voted for the commando look, so they'd look more like the rest of the guys they've already released. Just fits in a little better in my mind. But pick the one you want if you want these. They are O-ring figures, but they are good figures to get. Okay, and then wait a minute. Okay, that's just about all right. Yeah, trying to keep up with the chat and check on this. So, Giant Leap Toys, I'm sure you've heard us mention before that they're doing this Nukes line, and they've announced which are going to be the first six figures in their upcoming Kickstarter. So, these six will be the first wave and the base wave, and then they're going to do stretch goals of three more teams of six. That way, all six teams of four figures each will be filled out. And I know it sounds kind of like an ambitious goal to do that many figures in a Kickstarter, and things haven't worked out so well lately when people have been doing too much in a Kickstarter. But there's a lot of parts reuse in these, so it might sound like 24 figures, but it's not 24 new figures worth of parts. So hopefully that'll keep the cost down. We'll see. They were saying that they'll probably announce something about the Kickstarter coming up in a couple of weeks at Joe Lanta. So we'll keep an eye out for that and pass that news on to you. Rise of Nexus is another line that their Kickstarter is about to launch. Hmm, excuse me. It's going to be 10 figures. Nine here. I've already got prototypes, and then a mock-up here of the 10th one. And these look really cool. I like the look of them. I like that they're different than just regular like army military. Much like the nukes, different is good. And today or tonight at midnight is the last chance to sign up for their VIP package. So the VIP package is only $1, and for that dollar, you get a bunch of options of like discounted prices. So you can get like just a wave one figure or all the wave one figures for just $70. You can get a single figure for 19, or you can do what I'm probably going to do and do the all in for 195, which is 10 figures, weapons packs, Kickstarter exclusive pieces, and whatnot. So if you're interested in that, run on over to what was it, Solid Raven website, and I probably should have had that ready ahead of time, but let me pull it up real quick. Solid Raven slash VIP, if I'm remembering right. Yeah, sorry about that. Really should have had that pulled up already. It is on their Instagram page. Yep. Oops, no, that's not it either. I don't think that's it. Yeah. Anyway, solid uh, slash. Here we go. Yep. Show prep. It's all about show prep. Anyway, here's the website if you're wanting to sign up for that. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The scuba stuff coming up from Marauders. Yeah, that should be pretty cool. Yeah. Bit of Fennec Shan in there. Oops. Yeah. Yeah. The folks have been waiting on that Vietnam Kickstarter, been waiting quite a while. And same with like Operation Recall and Call Sign Longbow. Those have been waiting quite a while. Any So the 30 Kickstarter is still going strong. Looks like we're like a little over $1,000 from funding, and then we can work on those stretch goals. So if you're wanting to get in on this one, go ahead and get in, and then we can just, like I said, keep working towards the stretch goals because that the other figure, Gothica, this the first stretch goal looks pretty cool. I'd like to see her get made as well. And Desktop Vandals. I'm sure I don't know if any of you guys are following him on Instagram, but he makes some like really cool uh 3D printed figures hang on, this little dude that I picked up from a while back. Really well articulated. The holster works. The gun fits in his hand. Oops. Very securely. Whoops. Well, pretty securely. Anyway, looks like that. Anyway, he's been working on a 3 3/4 inch figure. Called, whoops, that's not what I wanted. I can do this. Anyway, he's been working on a 3 3/4 inch figure called he's calling Loomis, and that's what the figure looks like printed up. So hey MCR, and yes, mostly securely fits in the holster better than the hand. Yeah, okay. Um, anyway, Loomis is a 3 3/4 inch figure that's super well articulated. Uh, looks like this once you've got them printed up. So some people have complained about the cost of this Patreon project that he started because it's for a paid membership, it's $37, which sounds like a lot, but when you take into account that he's been working on this, the time, the materials, the prototyping and testing and all that, it's justifiable. And plus, you're going to spend that much on a Joy Toy or a Acid Rain figure where all you get is one figure. With this, you're getting the 3D printing files, the STL files, so you can print up as many as you want, and whatever material you want and whatever colors you want. So I've backed him. So far for my $37, I've gotten the STL files for a complete Loomis. I've also gotten the individual pieces files. So if I wanted to, take them in and change, like make changes to them, customize them, and then print them up, I can do that. Also got the 3D file or the STL file to print this little spider droid or pet bot, as he calls it. This one was painted up by, I believe, Aegis Station and whatnot. But so it'll whoops, getting ahead of myself. Um, Yeah, it does look cool. Anyway, so you'll get that with your $37. Also got a ton of documentation and like settings recommendations and whatnot. And I believe in my inbox there's some more goodies that I haven't even gotten a chance to look at yet. So you get your money's worth out of it, in my opinion. But um, so if you like 3D printing, uh, this might be right up your alley. I will say the let me scroll back to 'em here. The LumaSpot, it does take some probably some model experience putting them together. There's a lot of little pins that go in some of these joints. So it's not like you just buy a figure off the shelf and it's all done. You there is still like little work to go to get them put together. But like I said, you can print as many as you want once you've got the files. So it's not like you're just buying one figure for X price. And then some upcoming stuff are going to be like alternate hands, alternate heads. So, like I said, you get your money's worth out of this, in my opinion. Whoops. Let me go back here. So, technically, no, I don't 3D print yet. Now, I do have a buddy who 3D prints stuff for me. So, I took the files over to him and said, "Hey, can you print this up for me?" So we did a couple of runs and built them up, and so that's where I got the picture of him completed. This is also my same buddy that like prints up the little GI Joe tabletop wargaming models that we use. So he's got some good experience at it. Anyway, one thing I wanted to talk about was these 124 or 125th scale Joy Toy figures. I know there's some controversy, people saying, "Oh, they should be 1/18 scale and blah blah." And that would have been preferable, but this is what we've got. Um, but some of them look really cool, and I do like that they come with like a ton of gear, and it looks like you get to put as much that gear on as you want, or as little of that gear on as you want. Because in the past, in my opinion, some Joy Toy figures have come like kind of overloaded with gear. I like them a little more slimmed down, but there's some cool looks here. Like this dude's helmet kind of makes me think he's got like a cyborg spider thing going on. Well, I'm saying this dude in the middle, in the kind of red and black, this little maintenance guy in the orange, medic in the white. There's some cool designs here. Um, and for those that are like, oh no, can't use little people. You could think of it as these are smaller humanoids in your 1/18th world, and smaller humanoids can make for great infiltrators or saboteurs or, mechanics that can get into small places that regular sized 1/18 figures can't. So, and they're not, yeah, Joy Toy can be pricey, but these aren't as expensive. They're like in the 18 to $20 range, if I remember correctly. So a little smaller, little cheaper. Um, well, yeah, I know for like a lot of people, them being 125th scale might be a turn off, but I've got some other like 124 scale stuff I can mix with them. Got some, and like I said, smaller humanoids in your world might not be a bad thing. Give you some like size diversity and whatnot. Yep, alien invaders. There you go. There's also with this upcoming release, most of those guys were for pre-order. I don't think I said that, but anyway, they've also got these little container storage pieces that you can use. They come in multiple colors, and I believe based on the sizes they're showing here, this like 11 point something centimeters. I believe these will hold your regular 1/18 scale figures as well, because a typical 1/18 figure is like between 9 and 10 centimeters. I mean, some are taller if they're like taller people or whatnot. So, uh, night, say what? Have a good evening. We will catch you later. And they come in multiple colors, so you can, like, stack them, mix and match, do whatever you like. This line also has some mechs. This particular mech is a little smaller. It's in the, like, $50 price range. Looks like it has a little motorcycle that attaches to the back of it. I'm not a huge fan of this cockpit design, I will say. I don't I don't get how you can, like, operate the mech in such a small standing place. Just, yeah, my mind just isn't getting it. But, techno magic, whatever. But one thing Joy Toy is doing with these is they've got these smaller mechs in some different colors. They've got some bigger mechs, but they're yeah, standing coffin mech. Yep. Um, One thing they're doing this time around though is they're giving you the option of buying the mech with the pilot or just the pilot itself or just the mech itself. So if you like the mech, but you don't like the pilot, if you like the pilot, like this pilot dude is pretty cool with his like glowing red eyes and almost like skull like head and whatnot. Um, yeah, you can get the pilot on its own, and it's about the cost of a regular figure. So, and Think Tank Toys picked up on a question I'd asked in our chat group about if these little 125 Joy Toy mechs will fit in old vintage Exo Squad suits, and he has answered the question with pictures that lead to a resounding yes. So here's some pictures of Exo Squad mechs with the Joy Toy figure of that 125 scale in there. And of course, this is a customed up version that he's done of the mech of the E-frame. And then here's a comparison of an Exo Squad figure, the 125 Joy Toy figure, and a mask figure. Which, seeing these together, now I'm starting to wonder if maybe these 125 Joy Toy guys can fit into mask vehicles, especially something like the Condor that's like the motorcycle that turns into a helicopter. It's got some extra open space. Yep, good old JT Marsh, which if you guys have seen the Exo Squad cartoon, you'll know he's quite a good character. Not my favorite, but right on up there in the top tier. Uh, so anyway, here's some more pictures of them together. And then this really nice smoke effects picture of the dude in the E-frame. Anyway, it's food for thought. Like I said, this 125 line isn't going to be for everybody, but I'm probably going to pick up a couple just to test it out and see. And yes, Exo Squad is very rewatchable if you can find a streaming service that's got it on there, or if you've got physical media of it. Then just a reminder, Jolana is coming up at the end of the month, and here's some of the people that'll be there. And I'm sure there'll be many more, but you'll probably recognize some names we've talked about before, like Grindhouse Toys, Giant Leap, Rise of Nexus. Anyway, lots to see there if you're in the area. And a follow up from last week's painting thing. So this picture is where we left off on the paint job last week. Over the week, I've put on another coat, added more paint to the Mod Podge, and it's darkening up a little better. Still probably another coat or two to go, but but they are staying nice and flat. They're not curling up or anything like that. So uh, oh, do you mean the Jolanta stuff there, Ian, or am I rounding up something else? Yeah, I will be trying to round up any. I won't be going to Jolanta, but I will be trying to get any news from there that I can to share with you guys. All right, and then here we are. We're going to talk about some of the characters that I collect in various formats, and then some folks who do have some contributions from the community to go over as well. So let's get started. And if you guys want to shout out any characters that you collect, let's see. Yes, I do believe Joe Fest is bigger than Joe Lanta, but Joe Lanta is closer than Joe Fest. So, but I know more folks that are going to be at Joe Fest than Joe Lanta. So, you know, it's one of those. Anyway, so one of the newest characters that I've started like collecting up various versions of is Common Rider Skull. I mean, because why not? He's got a beautiful design. He's got a skull-like head. Uh, oh, here we go. So Iron Man and Snake Eyes are your dudes. Cool. Yeah, there's a lot of variety in both of those. Anyway, so far for Common Rider Skull, and I guess I should say it. I should have said this at the beginning. These are not, you know, collecting a character is not a measuring contest of like, oh, I've got, X number of pieces of merchandise from this character. Um, it's nothing like that. It's a character you like that that visually appeals to you or that is cool to you. And it's some pieces from that collection that that appeal to you. So it may not like I don't get every version of every figure that comes out for these characters. It's like I get the ones that I like that are reasonably priced and then go from there. Oh, there we go. All right. Superman's a good one. You might want to check out that Blockies one that's coming up pretty soon. Anyway, Kamen Rider Skull is excuse me, is a character I've really fallen in love with just because, like I said, he's got a cool design. He's got a skull-like head. Everybody knows I like skulls and skeletons and stuff. And right now, there's not a lot of merchandise for him. There is this model that I've still got to put together, so I included it just in the box. It does air quotes scare me a little bit because there it looks like there's a sticker sheet with it, and I'm not good at applying stickers. I may go back and see if those can be replaced with paint. But it's got a fairly simple design, so it's like some silver for the ribs, and then some silver cuffs around the wrist and ankles. But yeah, this is a character that, like I said, yep, uh, here we go. Do a couple. Yeah, the ones I recommend are the Shoto ones from Bandai. They're the candy toy versions, but be sure not to mix them up with Soto. Yeah, I'll just put it in the chat so it's a little clearer. So the Shoto box figures. Yeah, they're 4 inches. Awesome. The Soto ones are pretty good. The plastic doesn't feel as good to me though, and you have to use like stickers to put on the details. So yeah, I don't like I said, don't like stickers. So uh let's see. Right. Yeah, definitely. Shoto. They're pre-painted. The earlier ones were only painted on the front, like the backs are completely unpainted. You can like see the line where it looks like he was just like sitting there getting painted and they just didn't flip him over. But the newer lines have fixed that up. Uh, which one? Yeah, I don't think I have any of their products, so I don't. can't comment on their plastic, but I will take your word for it. Mm. Anyway, that's Kamen Rider Skull. Another character I've loved for a long time is Kickback from Transformers. Unfortunately, this vintage one isn't my original vintage one, but I found him at Joe Fest for like 35 bucks. I was just like, okay, that'll work. And this vintage one is what got me to really like this figure because he's a little shorter than most 3 3/4 action figures. Excuse me. But with his wings and whatnot and his antenna, he was close enough during my playtime. And he was one of the few Transformers where you could like move his like shoulders and hips, at least in a swivel pattern. So he moved like a 5 POA figure when in his bot mode. So he played better with the other toys than most Transformers would. And there haven't been a lot of kickbacks over the years. Um, most of these are from the Transformers line, and one's from the Blockies line. There was a Creo kickback from several years back, but I never did find him at a reasonable price, so I didn't get him. So this is the extent of my kickback collection. But if they do some more, then we'll see, and I might pick up some more. Mhm. Hang on. Check on the price or the chat here. Yes, Bandai and Kotobukiya has made plenty of good stuff. What is that? There's something here. Oops. Check. Come on, let's work with me here. Mm. Yes, Brian will be back soon. Don't worry. He is coming back. Um. Oh yeah, yeah. They've done a few. Uh, the Insecticons really haven't got a lot of releases, but they've done a few. And there's a Blockies version of Scrapnel coming up pretty soon, so he will be available. I was in the house. I'm not seeing him in the chat. Now, I did post a couple of links that show up under the Outer Multiverse name. Uh, yeah, yeah, it was me that wrote that. Since this is broadcasting on the Outer Multiverse channel, it shows that as anytime I put something in the chat. All right. Now, here's a character that I've loved, that I thought was going to just be amazing in the Phantom Menace, and while he lasted, he was. Spoiler alert, he dies at the end. Um, the movie's from like 25 years ago. I don't think I'm really spoiling anything. Uh, but I've been since the Phantom Menace toys started coming out, like right before the movie. I was picking them up. Oh, okay, yes. Technically, he doesn't die. I'm getting there. Hang on. It, yeah, hang on. I'm getting there. Psst. Well, you guys are moving faster than I can click. Anyway, I thought he was going to be just fantastic. He was for the part he was in, and I've been picking up Darth Maul stuff for since then. Uh, Not everything again, but just some stuff here and there, and some of these little Lego sets that they've done with like a little mini version of his ship, and then this like big back body that he's operating. So for a long time, everybody thought Darth Maul's dead. He's gone. He was like a, one hit wonder. But thankfully, Clone Wars did bring him back and gave him a really good story arc. So he did get to live again. Yes, half dead. That very well played, Bjorn. Mostly dead for those that have seen The Princess Bride. And whoops. Hey, Stanley's Toy Room. Thank you for joining us. The Goldberg of Star Wars. I'm not that familiar with wrestling, so I don't quite get that, but thank you. Um, yes, it was a quick weight loss diet. He basically, yeah, lost half his body mass. And yes, there is some Lego in there, Bjorn. They, I like that they gave him the little thing to put over the head stud that has the little horns. Because one thing I don't like about, like, I guess bald Lego people is they have that stud sticking out, and it just bugs me. Uh, okay, Stanley Bjorn got your reference. So sorry it was lost on me, but Bjorn's picking up the slack here for me. Then next we've got Soundwave, who is just probably one of the most awesome Transformers in my opinion. And oddly enough, only three of the figures shown here actually transform. The other three are blockies, but they're really good figures. Usually I only am interested in versions of Soundwave that transform into a cassette player. The Soundwave Thunder Machine is like the one exception, but I also loved the Thunder Machine as a kid. So, having a Soundwave version of Thunder Machine was just too much. Yeah. Soundwave is superior. Hey, Tone, what's up? Yeah, he's one of my favorites. Now, I never had the original Soundwave as a kid. I had the cassettes or some of the cassettes, but seeing him on the cartoon, I always thought he was like super cool and like the one man squad. Uh, oops, okay, like the one man squad that would go in and he had his like little team of cassettes that popped out and helped him out. Hey, Pinker Station, thanks for joining us. Yes, the blockies are cool. Like I said, they don't transform, but they're great little figures of the robot modes. Highly recommend them. Oh, Soundwave is the only transformer that Michael likes. Well, glad we're on the same page there. Well, he's not the only one I like, but he is one of the best. Oh, masterpiece Soundwave. Yeah. Now there is a Lego Soundwave coming up that I want to get. I just haven't seen them in stores yet. Maybe an online exclusive. I'll have to check into that. But oh yeah, yeah, Laserbeak. Yeah, I had Frenzy and Ravage. They came in a pack together. Frenzy being the blue one. For those that are unsure, or at least in my collection, he's always the blue one. Oh, you've seen yeah, I've seen pictures and videos of the Lego one. Have not seen it in person yet, but if I do see it in person, that will be an instant buy. And it looks like the Lego version actually transforms and has some like sounds and whatnot. So that should be pretty cool and a nice little addition to the group because um oh if you aren't seeing it in person, awesome. Lucky you. Hopefully it'll get down to my end of the country here soon enough. Yeah, I've seen versions of Soundwave where he's been like trucks or planes or other stuff, and they just didn't have that Soundwave feel to me. If they have it for you, that's awesome. You know, go for it. Like I said, all this is get the versions of these characters, or not these characters, but characters that you like, regardless of what version or format that they're in. And then the one I've been working on the longest is obviously Batman. Um, since the 8-inch Mego figures, then the Pocket Heroes, then seeing Batman on the Super Friends, and then the Batman um, um, live action TV series that was goofy as all get out, but as a kid, I loved it. So I've got, several of the figures, some Happy Meal toys, and yes, I did eat the Happy Meals. I did not just buy them for the toys and then throw them out. I've got a Lego one here. There's some more Lego ones that are in a box that I cannot find right now, which sounds terrible, I know. And what's kind of crazy is this is only like part of the collection here. There are more that are in storage that were just too deep to get out of the garage when as hot as it's been. But there's a nice sampling here. A lot of the new Spin Master ones. One of the ones made from those Microforce Microman bodies. Even got an Imaginext guy. And I don't remember where that teeny tiny one by the Imaginext version's foot came from, but it was probably some sort of like micro machine or micro playset or whatnot. And again, this is a line or a character that I especially have not gotten every figure of because, uh, yes, fingers got it here. Yeah, just from McFarlane, there were a ton. I only got the one, the death metal Batman, I believe is what he's called. I just thought he looked cool in that trench coat and having Plastic Man as a guitar. Um, but even in the old Kenner days where they were like releasing all these like, safety cone orange Batman and neon green Batman, it's like, yeah, I passed on a lot of those. Yeah, it was just like, no. Let me get with each movie, I usually got the base Batman in his like regular suit. And then if there were some variations that looked cool, like Batman with a rocket pack or a jet pack or something, then it's like, yeah, that works. Or Batman in like reasonable Batman colors. Yeah, okay. We'll go with that. But but yeah, anyway, yeah, Batman's one I've been doing like pretty much since off and on since I was a kid. During those live action movie years is where most of the stuff came out because then you also had the Batman animated series figures that were coming out and whatnot. So yeah, and now McFarlane is just flooding the shelves with Batman stuff. Um, Most of it I've actually passed on because I kind of prefer these the smaller like 4 inch to 5 inch ones. You can see this like one McFarlane one is just like towering over all of them. The only one he's like shorter than is this kind of like doll doll-esque Batman with the cloth suit and everything. So that is that. And this, like I said, this is just the Batman characters. I also get a lot of the side characters, but and now we got some community input. So some I'd put a call out to Bruce Wayne. What are you talking about, Tom? That's all Batman. There's no Bruce Wayne. Anyway, I put a call out to the community for some of them to like share their pictures of characters that they collect and whatnot. I was hoping for more replies, but yeah, I'll take what I can get. So first we've got Scotty Z70, who's got a YouTube channel and he puts out a ton of different types of videos. So check him out. But he's got his Zartan collection going on here. And it looks like we've got a Sigma 6 classified and then a modern. Yeah, it looks like the modern articulation. All right. Oh, oh, whoops. Yeah, I understand, Bjorn. A lot of the Batmans are in storage just because there's only so much space in the house, and the garage was just too hot to dig them out. Like I could see the box that they were in. I was like, "Oh, there's that box." It was like 3 boxes back and about 6 boxes down. I'm like, yeah. Oh, all your Supermans are boxed up. Yeah, I understand. Even though they're characters we love, there's only so much space in where we live. So, Boba Fett, that's a good one. Now, do you get just the uh, vintage Kenner Boba Fett, like Dan Larson from Secret Galaxy, or do you get various Boba Fett's, Pinker? Uh, Mandos, yeah, that's a good one to get too. There's been a fair number of those coming out recently. I think that's got me caught up here. Sorry if I'm missing some of your comments. Running solo, sometimes I get too into the story of what's going on and miss some of those, but it is not intentional. Um, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I've got a little Mando war band going on as well. I try to keep them all diverse and looking different, like the old expanded universe, old Knights of the Old Republic era Mandos used to look like. Oh, cool. IG-88 collection. Nice. Anyway, these are the Zartans that Scotty's saying. Like I said, check out his YouTube channel. He does a lot of different stuff. He hits on like Legos and 3 3/4 stuff, stuff that's 118 compatible, as well as like other various items and whatnot. So check him out. And Gojitron sent in a collection of Creature of the Black Lagoon figures that he's got. And I love that Care Bear version. That's just hilarious. Mm. And the kid in the old Halloween costume is great too. I remember having a Batman version of that kind of costume. Oh, it had the Care Bear version. Cool. And yes, Zartan is a cool character. Uh, Definitely. Yes, Creature is the best, but it wouldn't be Gojitron. Oh, hey, speaking of Gojitron, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. You're just in time to see your stuff. I was about to say it wouldn't be a collection from Gojitron if it weren't also Godzilla's. And this is a nice selection of Godzillas he's got going on here. I see like the old vintage Shogun Warrior era style. Oh, hey, yeah, yeah, Creature from the Black Lagoon is pretty cool. I'm gonna definitely be picking up that Super 7 O-ring version of him when he comes out. But anyway, this is Gojitron's collection of Godzillas. Got the see the cartoon version in there, more modern versions. Very nice selection. Thank you for sharing these with us, Goji. And Starboy Station sent in his collection of Ash figures and various Evil Dead memorabilia because we got the Necronomicon going on here. But be sure to say the 3 words correctly before taking it off the shelf. Oh, what's this? Like a oh yeah. There's a line of 4-inch Godzilla figures coming out, Stanley, that out of Japan that look pretty good. I haven't gotten any in hand. They're releasing at the end of the month, and then I've got to go through getting them shipped from Japan. Uh, Hopefully there might be a cheaper version than DHL at the moment, but yes, yeah, yeah. I've been loving Godzilla since I used to see him on Saturday afternoons, and then every summer I'd go stay with my grandparents for a week, and they had cable, and that's when back when they had like the super stations out of Atlanta and Chicago, and inevitably one of them would be doing like a Godzilla marathon while I was there, or they just did a Godzilla marathon all summer. But so I remember my grandparents letting me stay up late and watch Godzilla movies, and that was just the best. Anyway, so we've got an Ash here from Evil Dead, and then I love this Ash with the little Christmas hat. That's just hilarious. And we got some Ash drawings. Starboy didn't say where these came from, but we can you can find him on Instagram and check him out later. Yeah, it would be nice if Big Bad would import those. I know they've imported some of those other uh tokusatsu type figures that have been kind of looked about like the same construction as those upcoming Godzilla ones. I'm sure they'll tack on a, importing fee given just the nature of Big Bad Toy Store and the extra tariffs and whatnot, but we will see. I'm definitely looking forward to Wave 2 where they've got Jet Jaguar in the line. So, whoops. Yes, very groovy indeed. And oh yeah, 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 really good. Oh, interesting. I have to look into that. Assuming we find Leonard stuff anymore. I know the Leonard selection in my local Walmart has dried up to just about non-existent. Uh, anyway, oh yeah. Speaking of groovy, here's another groovy piece of ash art that Starboy sent, and then we got some pops with a chainsaw, and some more pops with a different chainsaw. And it looks like there were some figures up here, but in the picture you sent, they were cut off. So I say up here, like up on this next shelf. But anywho, so all right, that is it for the community contributions. Any questions or any other? Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's distribution. I don't know if it's like Lennar that chose to stop distribution, or if just stores quit buying their stuff to stock on the shelves. Who knows? I mean, I'm sure Leonard is not allergic to money, so I'm sure they would love their stuff in as many places as possible to sell as much as possible. But if places like Walmart and Target aren't buying them, then you know, what you're going to do. So anyway, any questions or anybody else want to shout out some characters that they love and enjoy collecting and whatnot? We've got a few more minutes here before we hit the hour mark. So, anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? Oh, here we go. Yeah, Boba Fett's a great, great character. In my Mandalorians, I've got a few. Well, they're all a bunch of technically Boba Fett's, but they've all got different paint jobs. So, in my mind, they're just other Mandalorians. Let's see. Oops. Yeah, Cotswolds has started carrying some Leonard stuff, which is cool. My only concern about some of their bigger pieces is like how much is the shipping going to be? Like, I'd love to get that rock play set, and then that other one that's like half of the rock play set with um the dinosaur, but it's like those are so big. How much are they going to charge for shipping? So we'll have to see. Yeah, yeah. Boba Fett was a character that just really captured the imagination of a lot of people uh, in those early days when he was like the mysterious guy lurking around. And oh yes, thank you, Bjorn. I'm glad somebody got my Bueller reference. Do I know when? When what? Uh, oh, there we go. When the Skeletron pilot head will ship. I don't. I'll have to check into that and put it in the next update. Ah, variants of Skeletor, yeah. That's a cool figure to get to because, like I said, you'd think I'd have a bunch of those, but, I don't. When I was a kid, I wasn't really allowed to have He-Man or watch the cartoon, so Skeletor didn't really bond with me as well as he probably should have, given that he had, like, the skull head and everything. Let's see, that's that one. Oh. Well played, MCR. Okay, that wrestling reference I do get. Older wrestling I don't get as much. I did watch some WWE back in the late '90s, early 2000s. So, um, oh, cool. Like I said, it's not the size of the collection. It's like I said, it's characters that you like and formats that appeal to you. So, no character collection is too small or too big. And yes, it was, Ben Stein that said that line when he was the teacher in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. S okay. Yeah, Skeletor's got a cool design, and the more modern ones are definitely, in my opinion, more, articulated, better. Yeah, they just look better to me, than the originals. No, but close. Yeah. There's other reasons why I'm into the Skulls and Bones, and it's not like super gothy or anything like that, but I don't have a Phantom Skullcopter. That would be really cool. Occasionally I will go online and look around for the Skull Tank from the Voltron line, because that's yeah, that's another cool like skull-like vehicle that I would love to get at some point. I do have a Robo Skull now. It's the newer one, not the older one. Um, yeah, no, sorry, I haven't ridden a motorcycle in like years, and I haven't ridden a bicycle in even longer. So, um, yes, necromancy is a good way to raise a family if they're all buried together. It's super easy. You just do one spell, get them all right up. Um, Hey, Ryan, thank you for joining us. We're about to wrap it up here, but you can catch the replay unless you've been lurking in the chat the whole time. But thank you for being here. And oh, if I had planned ahead and kind of gone through the news a little faster, there might have been time tonight. I'm trying to keep it to about an hour because I know like people on the replay don't have 2 or 3 hours to sit around and listen to me babble. So maybe next time. Maybe next time we will get to story time. Oh, thank you, Ian. Yes, if you like what you've heard tonight, feel free to hit that like button. If you want to get notifications of when we're going to be doing streams, then subscribe. It's right there near the like button. It doesn't take much more effort to hit. Um, oh, Necromancer the figure. You have to be more specific because I think there's been a few lines that have had a Necromancer figure, but probably haven't. We're seeing Obi. Well, all right, guys, it's about that time. It's getting around dinner time where I'm in the time zone I'm in, so I'm getting kind of hungry. And I want to say again, thank you all for joining us. Hope you found this entertaining. Hope you enjoyed it. Any of you that are catching the replay, thank you. We love you just as well. Mm. Yes, I've been talking to Die Hard and Will about doing a combo show so that like all three shows in one day kind of line up. That's still in the works. Um, one finding a topic that like all three shows can cover or cover a part of is kind of challenging, and then making sure we're all set up on the same day for it. But yes, we that is something that's in the works, and I think would be really fun. Oh, Skeletor is a necromancer. Skeletor, is that what you were meaning? Maybe. Sorry, I'm not as up on Motu lore as I probably should be. Most of the only like Motu stuff I have these days are these Meg Constructs Motu stuff up here, mainly because they're small. They're really cool character designs. But like I said, I wasn't as into it as a kid just because I wasn't allowed to be. But like I said, they still had really cool character designs over the years. So, oh, thank you, Bjorn. All right. Thank you, Ian. Here's your, oops. Well, be easier if my mouse worked right too. Oh yeah, having co-host is helpful, but I think once we get a topic and a plan more ironed out, it should go pretty smoothly. Just kind of, and then you guys can there'll be spaces in between, so you guys can go from one show, do whatever you need, then pick up the other, and then the other, or wait and catch them all in the replay back to back to back. It's totally up to you. Oh, duh. Sorry. Now, yes, that the necromancer. Yes, he is. Yeah, he's very similar to someone to Skeletor. Yeah, I mean with the purple pants and all that. But yes, he is a cool character, and I love that his skull is like clear with some like paint, oh, like kind of smeared over it, but not completely. Uh, yes, thank you. I was totally. I don't know why that one escaped my mind, but anyway. Anyway, again, thank you guys. Have a good evening. We will be back next week. There will be a guest next week, but I'm not allowed to say who. So, talk to you later and have a good evening. Mm, oops, I hit that end screen twice. Twice. There we go.